Have you ever seen a woman like this? Some women don't chase, and yet they're never forgotten. She may pass him in the quiet of an ordinary day, a stranger in the light, a silhouette in the corner of his vision, and yet something in him stirs, ancient and unnameable. It isn't her beauty alone that haunts him. Beauty fades in the memory like smoke. What lingers is something else, the quiet pull of a presence that speaks to the deepest parts of him, the parts he doesn't dare admit exist. Carl Jung would call it the anima, the inner feminine within every man, the mirror of his soul, both the light he yearns for and the shadow he fears. She doesn't try to impress. She doesn't contort herself to fit into his expectations. Her stillness is its own kind of power, and it unsettles him, for in her silence, he hears his own thoughts echo too loudly. She reflects not who he is in public, but who he is when the masks fall away. That reflection can feel intoxicating or unbearable, and it's in that unbearable beauty that obsession begins. For the shadow, the hidden parts of himself, starts to see in her the life he hasn't lived, the emotions he's buried, the tenderness he's forgotten how to hold. There's a moment when his rational mind tries to pull away. He'll tell himself she's nothing special, that she's like anyone else. But the unconscious is a stubborn storyteller. It will keep writing her into his dreams, into his thoughts at midnight, into the pause between his words. It isn't logic that chains him, but projection. She has become the canvas for his unspoken desires, his unresolved wounds, and his secret hunger for completion. In her presence, his ego senses a crack forming, and he can't decide if he wants to seal it or let it break wide open. And she feels the pull, but does not drown in it. She has met men like him before, men who mistake projection for love, who see in her what they cannot see in themselves. But she is not here to complete him. She is here, fully formed, her own world intact. This is where her power lives, in knowing she is the mirror, but not the image inside it. She doesn't step into the role he's written for her in his mind. She leaves the script unfinished, and the lack of closure burns him more than any goodbye ever could. The longer he watches her, the more his shadow shifts. He begins to sense that what draws him is not something she gives, but something she awakens. An awakening hurts. It forces him to confront the parts of himself he's exiled, his envy of her freedom, his fear of her detachment, his longing for the warmth she carries without needing anyone to keep it alive. This is where the obsession deepens, because she represents a self he hasn't yet become. A self that could walk away from the world and still be whole. But she knows the danger of being idolized. The pedestal is only a cage with a better view. She steps back into the shadows when the gaze becomes too heavy. And in her absence, his mind spins even faster. Silence becomes the loudest sound he's ever heard. He tries to fill it with distractions, with other faces, with noise, but the echo of her restraint keeps cutting through. He doesn't realize it yet, but what he's truly chasing is not her, it's himself. The woman who understands this never bargains with her worth. She doesn't chase the man who's chasing his own shadow. She holds the gaze just long enough for him to see himself, and then she looks away. And it's in that looking away that she becomes unforgettable, for he will spend years wondering what she saw and why she didn't stay to see more. The woman who walks away in silence isn't weak. She simply sees more. If you enjoyed this video, please show your support. Until next time.